Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. The provisions of this bill are inhumane and punitive. It has not improved with the government's amendments put forward to the other place, which that place has rightly rejected and proposed its counter amendments. The government remains determined to allow itself to detain and deport even accompanied children, to disqualify many refugees from even attempting to apply for asylum or appeal against unjust decisions, and gives the Home Secretary sweeping powers to make new rules or apply them as the government sees fit, even if every amendment proposed by the Lords and passed, it would remain an odious bill, and one that shames this House and shames this country. But the latest Lords amendments do at least mitigate some of the worst harms of the legislation that the Home Secretary cannot even say is legal under international law. For these reasons, I support all of the proposed amendments sent back to this House by the other place, but I wish to speak particularly on the following. The government has rejected an amendment that would place a statutory duty on it to provide safe and legal routes for refugees to reach the UK to apply for asylum on the basis that it's already said that it will introduce such routes. However, a promise to do something is not the same as a legal obligation to do it, and it is clear that this government can barely be trusted to comply with its legal obligations, let alone its promises, as can be seen in the unlawful deportation of members of the Windrush generation, and in the very fact that safe and legal routes do not already exist. The government can provide safe and legal routes when it wishes to. We know this. We are talking about people fleeing war, conflict and torture. British-made bombs forcing desperate people to flee their homes. I'm surprised to learn today that the Minister admits that they're holding up refugees in Pakistan, refugees fleeing Afghanistan in need of being here. I'm surprised to learn that that is happening. I believe that to be unlawful. If the government is serious that it intends to establish safe and legal routes for all seeking asylum, it has no need to fear or avoid taking or indeed taking on itself a legal duty to do so. Promises of better tomorrow are no substitute. This is not a non-issue. I therefore wish to put on record my support for Lord's Amendment 102B. Secondly, this month, over 150 children's charities, faith leaders, medical bodies and others wrote to the government to demand that it scrap plans to detain refugee children, an abhorrent notion that disgraces this House and brings dishonour on the UK. It's a deeply inhumane and harmful provision of this bill. The idea of detaining children, especially indefinitely, is one that has even horrified some members of the party opposite. Earlier this year, the Honourable Member for East Worthing and Shoreham said of this bill that it amounts to effectively indefinite detention of children of any age, anywhere that the Home Secretary considers appropriate. The Prime Minister has called this bill decent and humane. It's clearly neither. I therefore support Lord's Amendments 36C, 36D and 33B that restrict the detention of children. Given time, Madam Deputy Speaker, thank you.